Hi, everyone, and welcome to ECE 3114. In this course, we're focusing on supporting and learning about children with differences, whether that's a learning difference, social, emotional, behavioral difference, an intellectual difference, or a physical difference. We'll also be looking at ways we can support families in a family-focused approach. So I wanted to share a little bit about my family. You see here my husband, Dan, of more than 20 years, and our four fantastic kids. We have three daughters and a son, and Daniel has been our child with a disability from the time he was an infant. We knew he had some differences that we weren't sure were just some developmental delays. Starting at age one, we explored with our local physicians, and by the age of 5, had a diagnosis of autism, epilepsy, and an intellectual disability. We have had an IFSP, an individual family service plan, and an IEP, an individualized education program, for Dan his entire school career, preschool through high school, when he aged out as an adult with a disability. At our house, it's more than just a label or a diagnosis, but it's the way we live. You see here Dan's communication device, his iPad with Proloquo. He is still an emerging communicator. Some people would say pre-verbal or nonverbal. We use the term emerging communicator, and we've worked with Dan on communication from the time he was an infant. He still is developing a sense of language and does not have any words he uses to communicate, but we will continue to work with him until we find something that works. When we talk about our learning journeys, I began teaching in 2003 after we had our first two children, because we knew that Dan would need additional supports. And I've continued my learning journey. I have my special education certifications to support early childhood, children with moderate to severe disabilities and mild to moderate disabilities. And I earned my doctorate at the University of Cincinnati. I began teaching in the early childhood program in 2009 and earned my doctorate in 2010, and have taught with UC's early childhood program ever since, because I love working with students and really love engaging with you in this course. I currently am a special education consultant in Northern Kentucky and do lots of teacher trainings. You see here the IEP overview training. And I also spend lots of time developing teacher supports like what you see here. I'm working on an early literacy, emerging literacy program with alphabet letters A through Z that we can use with elementary, middle, and high school students. And you see here in the high school series, we're developing some text messages and using Text Giraffe and all kinds of free programs to build literacy books for our students. I also spend lots of time engaging with my family. You see here my siblings. I have three siblings, my mom, and lots of nieces and nephews, and we all have a pretty quirky sense of humor. So I thought I'd share our two most recent messages we've been sending back and forth, trying to figure out who's the best sibling. I clearly won with my clever, clever posts. If you'd like to follow my teaching journey, I do lots of work on social media, sharing the latest research on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I can't wait to learn more about you in our course. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. It's going to be a wonderful learning journey.